Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? A little bit about me. I never been much of a sports fan. I can never really get into it. I try to force myself to follow professional sports, and I get bored. Maybe because it's a game, and I just never like games, including. That's why I don't gamble. I have no interest. I don't feel like learning the rules to the game because you got to learn the rules to the game, and then it's a discipline, and it just never really tickled me. Well, the problem is, I've had a complex for a long time. It started with a friend of mine. I had a friend in my early 20s who was a big sports fan and a gambler. And I remember he said to me, "Steven, you're a true all-American, red-blooded American male. You're not into sports and whatever the hell other men are into." And I got a complex out of that because in my head, he was implying, he said, "Toby, you're into sensitivity instead." That's what it was. And I started thinking to myself, is he implying that I'm a sensitive faggot? Am I a sensitive faggot? So my whole life, I'm always trying to cover up and hide the fact that I'm a sensitive faggot, and try to pretend like I'm interested in sports, even though I'm not really into it. A lot of men, I never wear, first of all, any baseball cap of the sports team or a jersey, because then automatically people assume that you know all about the team and they start a conversation, then you look like a freaking idiot. But even when I don't wear, sports memorabilia, whatever, men try to, bring up conversations with me about sports, and I'll bullshit. And I'll go along with it, and I'll try to extract whatever information that comes up in the conversation, and then I use it to bullshit more in the next conversation that whoever brings up sports. But to tell you the truth, I'd rather they bring up the weather. You could bullshit a lot more with the weather than with sports, and I think the reason why they bring it up because they don't know what the hell else to talk about. I'm always trashing women all the time. I'm gonna trash men too. I can't stand when men go out in groups together, all wearing, the same team jersey. If that's what they're into, fine. Not my cup of tea. I have a word. I know it's a male bonding thing. Just like women bond over whatever the hell they bond over. There's a million things that women bond over, But there's a word, in closing, that I have for men and women who do these things. Group activities, go out together, and they all walk side by side on the sidewalk, whatever. There's a word I call them. I call them Twin City Kitties. I got that name from a novel I read many, many years ago. There was a prostitute in the novel called Twin City Kitty. And for me, the word Twin City Kitty took on a whole life of its own. Stop being a Twin City Kitty. Learn to go out and do things alone in the world. To me, even families are Twin City Kitties. They're all multiplying and photocopying themselves because they want to leave their legacy and because they're afraid to be alone. And when you're alone and you go out in your world and you see everybody walking side by side in groups and not talking to you and not making room on the sidewalk for you, you start to call the whole world a Twin City Kitty. You become a hater. There you go. Welcome to my world of shit. I am in a world of shit.